Hello, everybody. It's time for a book review. And I'm reviewing this book today. It is called Ghost Stories from the North Wales Asylum. And it's by, well, you've guessed, Peter Glynn. That's me. So I'm basically going to review my own book, seeing as nobody else's. What can I tell you? Well, first of all, I bought this book. So not only have I written it, I bought it off eBay. People are drop shipping, selling it. And if you don't know what drop shipping is, Google it. But two people are actually selling my book. It is mostly available through Amazon though. And on Amazon it would cost you £4 plus a couple of pounds in postage. And it's a little bit cheaper on eBay. I don't know how that works. But what can I tell you about the book? Well, it says here it's a personal collection. And it's written by me as a former psychiatric nurse at the North Wales Hospital in Denbigh in North Wales. And there's a little bit of a blurb about who I am and the other books I've written. And also a bit of a sort of preamble to the stories themselves, about my employment, about the people I've met there, and the fact that I wanted to write this book to cover the stories that I'd heard and some stories that I'd experienced myself. And I decided to take, I think it's 10 ghost stories from the North Wales Asylum. I initially called it the North Wales Hospital, but I thought Asylum had a better bit of a ring to it, if you sort of get me. So there's a bit of licence going on there. Though, of course, it was an asylum back in the day. What else can I tell you? Well, it's probably the thinnest paper book you'll ever pick up. And even I was shocked when it came through the post. Not with a thud, but it landed like a feather. It was that light. Nice photograph there on the front of the hospital. Picture of me on the back. You see that? Yep. And you know me in photographs, so I've got some photographs here of the old place. And basically it is 10 ghost stories, some which are well known, some less well known, which covers really the history of the hospital from its very beginning to the end. The other thing is that I liked to intersperse the stories with that part of my life when I was there. So when I was a cadet nurse at the age of 17, when I was a student nurse between the age of 18 and 22, when I was on days, age 23, when I was on nights, and one or two of my little experiences generally around Denbigh, around the hospital, around work, and I thought it would sort of knit it all together. So it makes it more of a personal story, if you will. As I say, it's available on Amazon. It's had 21 reviews, most of them good, one bad, one complaining about it being the thinnest book ever. And I can understand, they bought the physical copy. So I can understand a bit of criticism for that, but it's not me who prints it, it's Amazon who print it. And it's got a nice glossy cover. It's not that bad. Come on. It's 36 pages. It's printed in Poland, unbelievably. And I've basically got the copyright of it. So if anyone wants to make any films of any of these stories, contact me and it can be done. I start really with an introduction. And it gives some sort of insight into someone who turns up at the hospital at a very young age, the experiences that I had. It's pressé down somewhat, but it sort of sets a backdrop or background about who I am, what I was, my my association with the hospital, and why the hospital's important to me, and it still is important to me, and why it's important for me to have written this book. And of course, not everybody's happy about me writing this book, because it's ghost stories, and ghost stories are not for everyone. And I do say that I could actually write a book of my nursing experiences there, but that maybe is for another time. Basically, well, I'll tell you about some of the reviews. I've had some nice reviews, and some are from people I know, because I know a lot of people who were interested in this book because they worked at the hospital, and I sort of take their review, I'm grateful for it, but you can't beat a review from someone who you don't know, who's got no agenda, who I'm not going to bump into in the street. And one review in particular, he gives me 3 stars, and I don't mind any stars. I like 1, I like 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. Just give me a star. Give me stars. But he gave me 3. First of all, he said it's thin. There may be writer's license in there. But he did praise the stories themselves. And that meant a lot to me, that. I recommend the book to anyone who's interested generally in ghost stories. Anyone who's interested in North Wales Hospital in Denbigh, and wants a flavour of the time when I was there. And it's a good book to have on your shelf. And for, £5, well, first of all, you can download the Kindle ebook version for £2.99, and that will appear on your book reader or your Kindle. But for the hard copy, or the paperback copy, I should say, what we're talking about there is probably, I've looked on eBay. I got this cheap. This is second hand, actually. It was £2.85, including postage. So I got a bargain there. And when I look on eBay, there's people who've got 2 or 3 on it, and what happens is if they get a sale, they then go onto Amazon, click buy, and send it that way. I don't quite get it. I do get it, but I don't know how they're making money out of it. So when I saw this for £2.85, including postage, I just had to buy my own book. Unbelievable. Anyway, that is my review. If you like this sort of stuff, if you want to support me, if you want me to write a second edition, or should I say a second volume, let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching this. Go onto Amazon or eBay, buy the book, read it, enjoy it, love it, put it on your shelf. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye for now. Bye.